This is the homework help video for Chemistry Homework 5.2. I'll be doing this again on the same sheet that you have, so just go ahead and follow along here. I'll do 2 from each section, so I'll do 2 from the first part and 2 from the second part. And with that, let's go ahead and rock and roll. I'll go ahead and do the first one here, magnesium fluoride. And in the first column there it says to write the plus ion or the positive ion with the charge as the superscript. The positive ion here is going to be magnesium because it's a metal, so we'll write Mg. And then the charge here, magnesium normally has 2 valence electrons. It wants to lose those 2, so the charge is going to be plus 2. So in that box you should have Mg plus 2, or magnesium plus 2. For the second piece here, the second column, it has write the negative ion with the charge as a superscript. So obviously our negative ion here has to be fluorine. And the charge is going to be -1 because fluorine starts with 7, it wants 8, so it wants to gain 1 valence electron. So plus 2 and -1. Now, where it says to write the formula with the correct subscripts, this is where we have to do the crisscross thing. We have to move the 1 down there and the 2 down there. So we should get for our formula MgF2. We need 2 fluorines, or 2 -1 charges, to balance out the positive 2 charge of magnesium. So our formula there is MgF2, and that's magnesium fluoride. I'll also go ahead and do zinc acetate, so that third one there. Excuse me. And for this one, it's a little bit different. The positive ion is zinc. It's a metal, so we're going to have Zn and plus 2 here. Zinc is going to be plus 2. The negative ion is acetate, so this is one of our polyatomic ions. And it's going to be that C2H3O2, and the charge on that is -1. So we've got a plus 2 charge on our positive ion and -1 charge on our negative ion. We'll have to do the crisscross yet again, so we'll crisscross there, and we're going to get Zn, and this is where it gets a little bit funky. We need parentheses around our acetate, so C2H3O2, and then a 2 on the outside of the parentheses that says we have 2 acetates. So Zn parentheses acetate parentheses 2. And that should be your answer for zinc acetate. We'll move on now to the bottom section here. I think the rest of those you can probably handle. Excuse me. And here we're basically just doing it backwards. We're given now the formula, and we're supposed to come up with the name. So for the first one here, we've got COF2. The name of our positive ion there is cobalt. So cobalt. The name of our negative ion is fluorine. Now, the full name, the only difference, the only change that we have to make is instead of an E ending, we need an I ending. So our full name will be cobalt fluoride. Simple as that. I'll also do the third one here. We've got K3PO4. For K, that's potassium. And most of these are elements that you should have memorized long ago. And if you've forgotten, you could always look them up, but hopefully you'll get used to looking those up and start to learn them a little better. And then PO4, remember we're not looking at the individual elements there, we're looking at a polyatomic ion, so that is phosphate. And we really don't have to make any changes here, it's just potassium phosphate for our full name. I'll also do one more, and it's the H2SO4 here, just because that is kind of a special one. That one doesn't really apply to the positive ion, negative ion, although we could say like hydrogen and excuse me, sulfate. The trick on this one though is that this is an acid, so it's just sulfuric, whoops, sorry about that, sulfuric acid. And that's all the help I'm going to give you for that one. I think the rest of those you can figure out. So that's the homework help video. I hope it helped.